Well, good afternoon, everybody. Today we come together to celebrate the life of Mead. And with all this energy in this room, it's almost like I'm introducing, ladies and gentlemen, the Mead Show. In the next hour or so, he's going to entertain us through his video, through the music, through his friends and the stories we'll learn about him and his family as well. I was reading this morning a little bit about a famous writer by the name of Jack Kerouac. And Jack died at a young age of 49 himself. And when he passed away, as he was a famous writer, he was also very much involved in Eastern philosophy. And he wrote this quote. He says, "I hope it is true that a man can die and yet not only live in others, but give them life, and not only life, but that great consciousness of life." And it's so evident by all of you here today and by the energy in the room and that kind of party spirit atmosphere that Jay is indeed alive in all of us, and his consciousness is so a part of this room that we'll carry it out throughout not only this ceremony, but throughout our lives as well. So we begin today with the Gayatri Mantra. For those of you who are not aware of the Gayatri Mantra, it's a song that was sung as Jay's spirit left his body as he passed from this earth. But it was also, for those of you with the Eastern background, aware that it is a universal prayer that's enshrined in the Vedas, the most ancient human scriptures. The Gayatri has three parts. It has the praise, the meditation, and the prayer. So leading the mantra for us this morning will be Jay's cousin, Melissa Moore. For those who know the words, please sing along with her as she leads us in the Gayatri Mantra. Sure. It's now time for a video. This is a video of Jay's Wild West show. So sit back and buckle up your seats and get ready to watch.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Knott's Berry Farm's Wild West Stunt Show, presented by Pepsi-Cola, where you'll witness lots of rough and tumble stunt work done right here on our stage, so be prepared for lots of action. Before I go any further, I'd like to introduce the star of our show. To put it mildly, folks, he is the epitome of the Old West, the real cowboy's cowboy. In fact, he is the roughest, the toughest, the meanest man west of the Mississippi, so let's bring him on with a big hand, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mead.
Thank Thank you. Thank you, and again, welcome to our show. Now, this morning we're going to show you how a stunt fight is constructed and the difference between studio stunt work, which is done in Hollywood, and contact stunt work that we're going to do right here on this stage during this live performance. Now, before I go any further, I would like a volunteer from this audience, so let's see the hands of all those brave young men out there. Just raise them up nice and high for us, gentlemen. Well, I see 2, maybe 3. Would you like to pick one of them out for me, Robin?
Yeah, how about the guy in the Hawaiian print shirt and the green hair?
Okay, you see him right down front there. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, the guy who just hit the girl. Excuse me, sir. Would you like to help us out? Well, maybe my cowboy friend there can talk you into it. You know, he's real good with words.
How you doing? Get up!
Well, let's give him a hand, folks. See if we can't get him up here on stage. Yes, sir. That's what I like, a willing volunteer. Excuse me, the young lady you was sitting with. How you doing this morning? Good. Tell me, whose idea was this? Yours, huh? Oh, I thought so. Well, in that case, folks, I'd like to invite you all to stick around after the show. I'm sure we're all going to see a much better fight between those two. Well, now, as soon as we get Mr. Excitement up here, we'll find out exactly who he is. Here he comes. Let's give him a big hand, folks, shall we? There you go. Let's make him feel at home on our stage. Hi there.
Hi.
How you doing?
Oh, I was doing okay.
Well, what's your name?
Tim.
Well, Tim, don't be a bit nervous, okay? I just want you to step right up here, speak right into this microphone, tell us all where you're from.
I'm from Florida.
You can stand right there, Tim. We'll pick you up just fine. Florida, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, you're a long ways from home. I take it this is a vacation for you?
No, actually, I'm on my honeymoon.
Well, you are. Well, congratulations. All right. Wow, honeymoon, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what are you doing here, old buddy?
Just taking a rest right now.
Oh, no.
That's not what I meant.
Well, Tim, that's quite all right. I think we all know what you meant. So, tell me, Tim, I take that your new bride out there.
Yeah, she was.
Well, Tim, we're very happy to have you and your new bride with us all the way from Florida.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So, Tim, tell me, what do you do for a living out there in Florida?
I work.
Tim, work's pretty good, but can you be a little bit more specific, you know? Tell me where you work, the type of job you do, that sort of thing.
I don't think you want to know.
Well, sure I do. I'm sorry, you can't tell me.
That's not that, no.
You're not embarrassed, are you? No. Well, go ahead and share it with us, Tim. It's okay.
I work for Disney World.
Now, Tim, level with me here. You really work for Disney World?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Tim, that's no need to apologize. I think that's terrific. Really. I think I'm going to need another volunteer now, though.
Anybody?
No, Tim. Tim, come on back, partner. I'm sorry. I'm just pulling your leg. I'm sure Disney World's a terrific place to work.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, tell me, what do you do for him?
I'm on the grounds crew. It's part of maintenance.
I see. That's terrific, Tim, really. Well, Tim, you know, you look like you're in great shape. You involved in a lot of sporting activities out there in Florida? You know, a little jogging, swimming, maybe?
No.
Well, how about some tennis or racquetball?
No.
Well, Tim, I give up. What do you do to stay in such great shape? Moving right along. Tim, tell me, you ever do any stunt work before?
No, sir.
Would you like to try some today?
No, sir.
Well, Tim, I'll tell you what. Your ex-wife did get you up here, so I'm going to make you my assistant for the show, okay? Just stick around and help me out with a few things. Should be a lot of fun for you, okay? Okay, great. That's Miss Robin back there. I just want you to stand back with her and I'll kind of pick up on her knees again, okay? Thanks a lot, Tim. Let's give Tim a big hand. He's a good book coming. Well, now, folks, I'm afraid I'm going to have to start this show off with an apology now, though. See, my regular fight partner called in ill today, so we had to contact the stuntman through a local Hollywood agency. No, I haven't met this particular stuntman yet, but we have worked with others from the same agency. They always seem to work out okay.
You have got to be the cutest little cowboy I've ever seen.
Well, thank you.
What are you supposed to be anyway?
I'm the head stuntman.
Head stuntman? He looks more like the head cheerleader, don't he? What you got on your vest there, honey?
Well, these are called... What are you doing?
Oh, looky here. A genuine cowboy hat.
Well, yeah, that's...
Yippee-yi-yo-ki, yay!
You know, hey, that's my
Oh,
brand
I
new hat.
can't get over these little hanging... Oh, look at that. Those little buggers come right off there,
Yeah,
don't
they do. You want to put them little buggers right back on?
All right.
Hey, don't let them...
Oh, you glow in the dark too, don't you?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Oh,
Now,
no.
what now?
Ring around the collar.
You knock it off. Now, if you're all through, you mind telling me who you're supposed to be?
Yeah, I'm the stuntman you sent for.
Well, I'm afraid you come the wrong place then.
Oh, yeah? Well, this is the berry farm, ain't it?
Yes, this is the Berry Farm, but we asked for a professional stuntman.
Well, that's what you got, Snowflake.
Yeah, well, you got a name.
Yep, my friends call me the Beaumont Bear.
Oh, the Beaumont Bear, huh?
Yeah, but I think you best call me Mr. Bear.
Oh, well, how you doing, Mr. Bear? My name's Jay.
Hi, Jay.
Folks, I'm sorry. All right, look.
Oh, look at this guy here.
Now what?
Well, aloha, Dewey. Sure, buddy. Attention, Kmart shoppers. Who is that guy?
His name is Tim, okay?
Hi, Tim, okay?
Just plain Tim.
Oh,
Now,
plain
look.
Tim. You mean like...
Look, he was good enough to come up here from the audience. See, he's my assistant.
Your sister. Hey, well, why didn't you say so?
Oh, look, I said assistant. Now, why don't you get back?
Oh, come on back, sis. It's okay. Hey, Jay, you got yourself one ugly sister. Hey, what's this?
It's a gun.
Is that a real gun?
Yeah, it's a real
Well,
gun.
fire it off for me.
Okay, give me something to shoot at.
All right. Shoot that kid.
I'm not gonna shoot that kid. Besides, my gun don't work.
Well, why not?
Oh, look, I'm pulling the trigger here. See, nothing's happening.
Well, maybe your batteries are dead.
This thing does not.
Hey, don't point that thing at me.
It doesn't work.
Look, that's a Colt 45. It's a single action model.
Yeah, I know that. It says Colt right there.
No, that says Mattel.
That does not say much.
Hey! I just said not to point that thing at me, didn't I? Didn't I? Hello, McFly. But look, with this kind of gun, you gotta pull the hammer back and then the trigger. Hammer, trigger. 2 steps there, sporty.
Oh, I get it. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry about that.
Go away.
Oh, you're on fire.
No, I'm smoking.
You're
See where it's coming from?
Sure do.
It's coming right off of my...
I can see where the smoke's coming from, Bear.
Well, go ahead and laugh, lady. It ain't yours.
Look, can we do some stunt work now?
Maybe we ought to before you hurt somebody.
Okay. Now, folks, there are currently 2 types of stunt work being done in the industry today. Now, the first is studio stunt work, and the second is contact stunt work. See, studio stunt work is done basically just in Hollywood.
David! Air Force! Marines! Ninja Turtles!
Now, like I started to say, studio stunt work is done in Hollywood, and through the use of various camera angles, no actual contact is ever made. But up here on stage during a live performance, actual contact must be made in order to convince you, the audience, that the fight is real. Now, if all this is done correctly, no one should get hurt. Okay, Tim, can you Tim, can you step on up your partner and let's put you to work. Now, you might want to give your camera there to Miss Robin. She'll take care of it for you, okay? Thank you, Robin. Get right up this way, Tim. Now, Tim, the first thing I want you to help me demonstrate here is called the studio stomach punch, okay? Okay, Tim, what I'm going to do is swing and... Tim, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Just explaining the punch, that's all.
Couldn't you just talk to me first?
Okay, I'm sorry, Tim. No, Tim, what I'm going to do here, see, is swing into your midsection, but I am going to stop about 4 inches away. See, all I want you to do is to bend and react to the punch as if I really hit you, okay?
But you're not, you really hit me.
No, I'm going to stop right there.
No, you better.
I will, I promise.
No, I'm serious. I just had a donut.
Tim, I promise I'm not going to hit that donut, okay?
Help! Help! My father and I can't get on!
Jim, all you have to do is just bend, okay?
Okay.
Ready? Tim, that's a terrific bend, partner, but it was about an hour and a half too soon. Maybe you misunderstood me. I want you to wait till my hand gets there, then you bend. I want you to bend over my arm, okay?
I bent too soon.
Yeah, you did, Tim. You bend like that again, you're risking a pretty good chance of a headache, okay? This time, just watch my hand. Okay, ready? Here it comes.
No?
Now. Are you okay? Oh, how you doing, Speed? Let's give Tim a big hand. He's doing a great job. You're doing fine, Tim. Okay, now I'm going to put the professional to work. I'm going to ask the bear to come back up here, and he's going to help me demonstrate. Bear. Hey, Bear. Hey! It's your turn.
Oh, no thanks. I just had a donut.
Get up here. You're not busy, are you?
No, I'm free all afternoon. What do you want?
Well, great. I want you to help me demonstrate a contact punch. Now,
Contact punch?
Yeah, contact punch.
Coming right up.
Coming right up. Will you get
Oh, did you see that look on his face? I think I stared that donut out of him.
Hey, you mind telling me what you're doing back there?
What did you
I
want?
want you to help me demonstrate contact punch.
All right, I gotta hit it.
Now look, you don't gotta hit him there. There's something you don't understand.
What's that?
Well, see, I'm gonna hit you.
Huh?
I'm giving the punch to you.
Oh, look, we got this
Hey,
guy.
but you can take it, kid.
Hey, volunteer!
Hey, you're the repped up Hollywood stuntman, remember? Beaumont Fair, you can take just about anything, huh?
Hey, you better fix your Red Rider. No, they know what we're gonna do. Let's just do it.
All right, fine. You're gonna be serious?
All business.
No more jokes.
No jokes.
All right.
All right.
Coochie, coochie, coo!
Hey, everybody out! Woo! Woo, that was a big one. Better than check out the swaffle.
Will you escort Mr. Bear on stage, please?
All right, come on, Bear. Move it.
Okay, Tim. Your turn now. Just step in and perform me one last time, please. Give your camera to Miss Robin again. So, thank you, Robin. Okay, right up this way, Tim. Now, this time what I want you to help me demonstrate, Tim, is called the studio stomach punch. Okay, it's a lot like that. Are you okay there, partner?
I'm sorry, it's got some.
Would you like some water? Would you give my water back there, please? Now, she'll explain this to you, okay? All right, back there. Okay, now, while Robin is explaining this to Tim, I'm going to explain a little bit to you exactly what's going to happen.
Water. I'm doing all the work.
Why don't you sit down? I said sit down! Are you okay?
Oh, just peachy.
Let's just do the contact kick now, okay?
Oh, wait a minute. The what?
The contact stomach kick.
Is that where you really kick someone?
Well, yes, actual contact. is
Can't
made.
somebody get hurt doing that?
Yeah, if you're not doing it
No,
right.
you ain't doing it right. What do you think I am, stupid or something? What do you think I'm gonna get on my hands and knees and let you kick me like you just hit me?
Bear, what is your problem?
Hey, I'll tell you what the problem is. Now, these fine people came here to see me, a real Hollywood stuntman.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, not some recycled berry picker. So let's give them what they really want to see.
And what's that?
A real fight, that's what.
Oh, come on, Bear. These folks don't want to see a real fight.
You want to see a real fight?
Yes, we do. We want to see one.
Yeah, my kind of people. Animals. I'll even give you the first punch, howdy doody.
One punch is all I'm gonna need.
All you're gonna get. What does the Kodak kid want now?
Just wants a picture of you, Bear. That's all.
A picture of me breaking his face. Come on!
Hey, I'm sorry about that water.
I'm sorry about the water. Who married this guy? That's what I thought. No hands.
Hey, Bear.
Hey! Why?
Something to you. Now, here's a guest on my stage with your name.
So what? Can't girly man there take it? Ooh.
Stay down.
Son of a berry picker! You're going for a flight, boy!
Let go.
So free him! Come on! Get on!
Come on.
I just want some of you right now! Get over here just a minute!
Get up.
Oh!
There you have it, folks. A contact fist fight. Thank you. Hey, Tim. Where are you going? Stick around, partner. I got something for you, okay?
Oh yeah, stick around. I got something for you too.
Look, Tim is off the stage.
Yeah, I see
He's
him.
on the through way. Hey, you leave him alone.
You got bad breath, mister. You stick around since you're next. Hey!
Hey,
You're next.
nobody's next.
I just said he's next.
Yeah, and I said nobody's
I
next.
said he's next.
Nobody's next,
You're
Bear.
first, Twinkie. Now you listen up, cowboy. 'Cause in Hollywood, we got this guy that sits in the back and he's called a director.
Yeah, I know about your director, Bear. Let me tell you.
Well, when he's ready, he yells, music!
Hey, you're not gonna get music
Well, then
here,
you
so why don't you just sit down?
Get off my stage. Give me some lights.
All right, Bear, come on, sit down and let me finish the end of the show.
It's action time. You go for your gun.
Hey, look, there's no gunfight to
I
this
said
show.
draw your pistol.
I'm not gonna draw my pistol.
Say goodbye.
What's the matter, Bear? Battery's dead?
Oh, dead batteries, you killed me, pal. Hey! How do you like these double D cells, huh? Hey! Keep going all the way up. There you go. Right up there. Come on up! Hi, sis!
Hi.
Hey, sis, guess what?
What?
You're next!
Hey, get up.
Hey, it's not your turn!
I don't want to turn.
Well, I'm giving you one anyway, but come on down here. Hey, you want to stay out of this, lady? You coming down here or not?
I thought your show's over.
Well, all right, folks, in that case, the show is now over.
Ladies and gentlemen, Knott's Wild West Stunt Show.
Let's have a big round of applause for the Knott's Wild West stunt team. The Beaumont Bear, Mr. Frank Jesse. Up on the balcony, Jay Mead. And doing the high fall, Mr. Tim Henderson.
Thank you. Let's have a big hand for Miss Robin Miller. I'd like to thank young lady to play my wife. Thank you, Josie.
You've been in
One more time, folks. Yeah. You know, I was looking at the beautiful pic of Jay here on the back of your program. And if you're an actor, if you've been in the entertainment world, as Jay has been, you know that's like the glossy. Tells you what the person's personality is like. But now Melissa's going to come up and share with us what's on the backside of the glossy, which is the real person themselves and their background. So share us that.
Thank you, cousin. I feel like it's deja vu. I think I was here 7 months ago. Most of you were probably here then, but I'm honored once again to read my dear cousin's obituary to you. Let me put my eyes on. J. Ronald Mead died surrounded by family and friends on March 6, 2015, at the age of 49. Hi, Jay. Jay was born on July 26, 1965 in Long Beach, California. He graduated from Fountain Valley High School in 1984 and was active in theater and choir. He attended Golden West College and performed in theater productions during his 2 years in attendance. Jay suffered a massive head injury on August 20th, 1994, from a fall during a stunt performance at Knott's Berry Farm. During the last 20 years, Jay lived at Care Meridian Subacute Care Facility in Tustin, California, under the guidance and continuous loving care of his immediate family. Jay was an actor, a stuntman, comedian, and a new SAG member with a dream to break into television and movies, and was in the process to make that happen for himself. Jay was the lead stuntman at Knott's Berry Farm, a stuntman actor at Universal Studios, along with projects in TV, film, and stage at the time of his accident. Jay was an instant friend to everyone he met because of his vivacious energy and wickedly witty and irreverent sense of humor. He always kept his friends and family in a state of perpetual merriment. He skillfully honed his natural gifts of comedic performance on his sister, cousins, and friends while growing up in Fountain Valley, California. Starting in 1997, Jay communicated letters through a medium. She transcribed these messages to his family. His mother, Bernice, wrote a book about these letters entitled Letters from Jay, The Expanded Life of a Coma Patient. Jay was preceded in death by his father, Ronald Mead, on August 30th, 2014. And Jay is survived by his mother, Bernice Mead of Tustin, California, his sister, Jan Eileen Mead of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, nephews, Nathan and Nicholas Mooring of Wichita, Kansas, and a large loving group of aunts, uncles, and cousins. Jay's brilliantly shining spirit, effervescent joy, and numerous talents will be missed by all who knew him.
You know, I can't help but look at these people over here to my left who were his supporting cast members in some respects. They were the caregivers that worked for him, and there are probably others back here in the back of which I'm not aware. But I think we should introduce them, have them come forward, and let's give them a round of applause for supporting him. Please come, all those who've taken care of Jay and loved him and supported him, please come out. And there are probably others in the back as well. And I think it's just important that we honor those who protect us and sustain us and encourage our family and our friends in times like this. And those people are unique. God bless you for your service to Jay. I know he would love to thank you as well. Well, as we continue the Jay Mead Show, our next talent up front, Rada Bethafacina and Mirabai Henderson will perform a number. So, ladies, when you're ready to get set up, let me get the microphone here too. You need something else too? Okay, I'll get out of your way.
While we're putting everything together, what a pleasure. Look at all of you. Oh my goodness. So many family members and friends. It's just a divine coming together party, huh? A celebration of a person's spirit that has just been here with us for so many years, all the work that they've been doing, and now they are going to the blessed home. Oh my goodness. I am so grateful to be a part of this celebration, and between myself and Rada, over the years we've watched this wonderful, wonderful soul hug us in 2 or 3 different countries. Bernice Mead. My goodness, it's just been wonderful to know her and to love her like you all do, I'm sure. Thank you again for your being here.
Speaking with, before Jamie's transition, and just for everybody else, it's such an auspicious thing to be able to hear the names of God when you make a transition. That means that you have such great karma that you can hear these names. And to hear the action on ships is so supreme. It puts the family in a very, very peaceful place because they know they did everything possible. So Jay kind of came to me in the spirit form and said, the same every time I feel the spirit moving in my heart, I will pray. And if anybody knows it, you can join it. It's kind of like a 2-minute song, okay? It's a single tracks. Okay, and it's a bond of connection because the first time Mirabai and I sang a program of spirituals was at the direction of Victor Kani of the Zambia Miracle School in Africa. He was in India, and he goes up to me and he says, go do some African-American spirituals. I'm like, yeah. And then we wound up doing it on Radio Sci, and then next thing, I went back to college and got a degree in it. What was that about? And so this was part of the project. I don't need a microphone. You? Good.
Well, every great entertainer would tell you they need a side man. And Scott Fisher is much more than that. He was a longtime friend of Jay's, and he's gladly offered to come up and share some thoughts that only he and probably Jay know. So, come on.
Good afternoon. Thank you for coming to honor our friend Jay. As he said, my name is Scott Fisher, and I have had the privilege of being considered to be Jay's best friend since we were 7 or 8 years old. There's a quote, friends don't let friends do silly things alone. And I think that pretty much defined our childhood. I met Jay at the Pinewood Derby for Troop 455. Jay's dad, Ron, was weighing the cars, and my dad was helping my car not quite make it all the way down to the bottom of the track. Somehow we got together, and we hit it off instantaneously. That night, I slept over at the Mead's house, and it was my first sleepover ever. It was also the first time of many times of hearing Ron and B shout, "You two stop farting around and go to sleep." And, well, we did a lot of farting around. The next school year, we were in a 3-4 combo taught by Mrs. Jones and Mrs. Jacobs. And Mrs. Jacobs was the quintessential California woman. She was tall, and she was blonde, and she was tan, and... in the second semester of that year, they let us choose our seats. And so, like a steel and magnet, we sat right next to each other, and that may have lasted 15 whole minutes. I think that we were the only two that were separated. Now, a little background. Jay and I couldn't have come from more different families. My family's first-generation Americans and brought up in the city. The Meads and the Joneses are part Native American, and they were farmers from Oklahoma. I have only one first cousin, and Jay has more cousins than there are sand on the beach. Cousins who teach, and cousins who work, and cousins who ran down the hall naked. You know who it is. And you'll tell her I told everybody. And it was always eventful at the Mead household, especially during the summer. That's when visitors from Oklahoma came in, and they showed up. And it was during those visits that I learned about things like chewing tobacco and what an old coffee can was really used for. By the way, if you see a coffee can on the porch, do not look inside the coffee can. There were loud people and colostomy bags and just plain ass craziness. I'm in trouble, aren't I, B? It only gets worse, pet. After a week of this, and to the consternation of my parents, I came home speaking like some sort of an Okie. Earlier I did speak about farting around, and, well, farts were very important in our young lives. Don't judge. Remember, we were 8-year-old boys. And to quote George Carlin, farts are fun. Farts are shit without the mess. And Jay took his farting pretty seriously. I mean, he had a talent like no other. I mean, his farts had depth and breadth. They spoke their own language. They were acoustically interesting and aromatically powerful. They each had names, and I swear to God, each one had their own personality. Now, we had endless hijinks. That is to say, we got in trouble on an endless basis. For one summer, it seemed we spent a lot of time on the roof of his house. It didn't seem like the thing to do. Why shouldn't you stand on the apex of a 2-story house? We took avocados from the tree in the back garden and tried to throw them between 2 cypress trees and the next door neighbors, over the next door neighbor's yard, across the street, over a walkway, over a fence into the pool of the house over there. We certainly loved a challenge. Now, to get onto the roof, Ron had unknowingly done us a favor. He had backed the camper underneath the eaves of the house. And he must have wanted us to go up there because he made it so easy. All you had to do, climb up the ladder on the back of the camper, contort your bodies so you could shimmy underneath the eaves, trying not to scrape all the skin off your back, stand up on top of the camper, boost yourself up on the roof, and voila, easy. Meant to be done, right? So one day, we were trying to fulfill our challenge when a roar came from the house. Something like, "Hey kids, what are you doing up on the roof?" Maybe not quite like that, but something of that nature, we'll say. Now, I would love to think that I did the kind and chivalrous thing and let Jay go first because he is my friend. My guess is he just got there first. So he gets down, shimmies underneath, climbs down the ladder. Now, I prepare to do my shimmying when Jay says something that motivated me to do great things. He shouted, "Hurry, he's got a rake." He's got a rake. No time for shimmying, time for drastic action. So, of course, I am cool, calm, and collected. He's got a rake. I grab hold of the flimsy aluminum, I decided to do the safe thing. I grab hold of the flimsy aluminum railing on the top of the camper and just drop. Jay described it best. One moment there was nothing, and then bam, you were just hanging there. My feet didn't even reach the bottom of the bumper. I had to somehow sneak down there. Got down, we ran around the corner, giggling like a pair of fools who had just escaped death and cheated the devil. Music played an important part of our lives. Our record collections were mirror images of each other. It was more like our record collection, as one would buy a record with the other in mind. One holiday season, Jay and I went to the movies to see Stripes. And the opening picture was a movie by a guy named Neil Young called Rust Never Sleeps. We knew nothing about it except that, it was going to fill in that gap between the first movie and Stripes. So by the end of the film, we were Neil Young fans. A few weeks later, I go over to his house to give him his Christmas present, which was a copy of the concert of that called Live Rust. Well, at the same time, he goes and grabs my Hanukkah present, which happens to be a copy of the sister record, Rust Never Sleeps. No planning, that's just the way it happened. And both records, like all the records, bounced back and forth from his house to my house. It was a true musical commune. Jay's the person that got me into acting. One day he tells me there's an audition for MASH in high school and that I should come along. And when I arrive, I was asked by one of the students that didn't I know that this was a callback. Well, I didn't know what a callback was, so I've got no fear. And I said, yes, of course I know. In long and short, Jay and I both were cast, and I was hooked. The next production after this was a musical called Guys and Dolls. The theater director, Mrs. Cooney, had either the foresight or the foolishness to cast me as Harry the Horse and Jay as Big Julie. So we were on stage for most of the time together, which of course led to hijinks. In the Luck Be a Lady scene, down in the sewer, there was a moment of stillness and silence for most of the cast while the lead was singing. Well, that became a contest for us to see who could make the other crack up, which I probably usually lost. But when the lights went down, Jay's on the stage was on the other side of the curtain, so he had to leap back, which was choreographed, except for one performance. See, he may have gotten a little shove from somebody, and he may have been clobbered by the curtain. So once again, we ended up running off the stage, stifling with guffaws of laughter which followed. This will connect a few things. One day, Jay called me and told me that Knott's is holding auditions for characters for a new Ghost Town revitalization. And we both went. I got cast, and Jay got the job robbing the train. My job was to do skits in Ghost Town, and after I did those skits, I was free to roam the park, entertaining the guests and so on, which also allowed me to rob the train. Now, a train robbery consisted of a robber and a sheriff, or two if I was the one tagging along. The robber enters the car, starts robbing the train. The sheriff enters the car later and chases the robber off. Done, go to the next car and move on. And at the end, the last car was an empty car with a door, with a latch, and that was for the cast to sit down and relax until the train had finished its run. One day, I think it was Paul, was robbing the train and Jay was the sheriff. All went well until the last car. Jay got to the door and he found that it was locked. In character, of course, Jay knocks on the door and is greeted with Paul shouting, "I'm busy!" As we got older, our lives kind of took different paths. He became a fixture at the park and got married and so on. I did stand-up comedy, I finished college, and I set off on a motorcycle adventure overseas. I called when I could, which usually was at 2 a.m. from a rainy phone box on some mystery street somewhere. It was always, but whenever I came back, we always got together, and it was as if we were never apart. My parents would inevitably take us to dinner, and I felt a little sorry for the people we were with because they would sort of melt away into the background while we caught up laughing and so on. I returned a month before the accident. I cherished those last few conversations. It's been a long 20 years, but what I wouldn't do to have just one more conversation with my best friend. Thank you.
Let him rest. Heaven blessed. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him home. He's like the sun I might have known. If God had granted me a son, the summers die one by one. How soon they fly on and on, and I am old and will be gone. Him peace, bring him joy. He is young, he is only a boy. You can take. Let him be. Let him live. If I die
Well, we have some golden clips now to share. So, Maestro, when you're ready.
Oh, sweet moon! I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious golden glittering gleams, I trust to take truest Thisby's sight. Stay for spite, but hark for night. What dreadful toll is here? Eyes, do you see? Oh, how can it be? Oh, dainty duck, oh dear, thy mantle good. What? Stained with blood? Oh, crook, it varies well. Oh, thanks. Come, thread and thrum. Quail, Christ, conclude, quill.
This passion and gentleman, dear friend, would make a man go needle look sad.
Be sure I have, but I pity the man.
Which is, no, which was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come tears, confound, outsword and all that left blood will want to fall. Thus die I. Thus.
What are you looking at, huh? Hey, you look like a looker. Where you from? Hey, don't turn your back up. Hey, come on, give me a kiss. Come on. You're making me nervous. Get out of my face.
Vinian, get out here and face me like a man, you worm! Oh, there you are! Get on out here! I said, get on out here, I'd like to talk to you. Oh, enough! What would you like to talk to me about? I'll let you know when you get out here. Now get out here! I am not coming out yet! Oh, yes, you are! No, I am not! Oh, yes, you are! No, I am not! Oh, yes, you are! I am not! Knuckles, and there is nothing you could do or nothing you could say that's gonna get me to come out there. So why don't you hit the road, Flatbush? I just need somebody, baby. I'm just too gone. Yeah. You don't need experience to turn me gonna dance now. Good idea. I'm gonna get you. He got me when I wasn't looking.
Oh, wait now. I'm getting your sword.
No, not my sword.
Wait now.
Oh, right now. Okay. Today, Nathan Nathaniel J. Mooring, that's it, right, huh? We're going to make the longest Stretch Armstrong in the world, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, you take the feet. Right over this way. You go that way, right there. There we go. Oh! Okay, we'll go see what we do.
Hi, Jay. Tell us a little bit about your birthday.
My birthday?
Uh-huh.
I'm an old man today.
How old are you today?
I remember back in '65 when I was 2 minutes old.
What do you remember about that time?
I remember it cold when I first came out. That's all I remember. Hey, good looking, what you doing?
Oh, I'm just as happy as ever.
We got our young ones already. We're doing a jig. And my son's trying to get away.
Love you, Jay.
Oh, I love you too.
Yeah, love you lots and lots and lots.
Oh, we're telling each other how much we love each other.
Okay. Give her a big kiss.
Okay.
Oh.
Me, happy birthday to me.
That's probably what it is. That's, you can see that edge of
Yeah.
You sure that's a star we're seeing?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, right. That's coming right through the clouds.
Yeah. That's a planet. That is, I mean, that's awesome.
That's me.
God's putting on a show for you, Jay.
That dark down below. Woo! Oh, I think that's amazing, the way that star is shining through that clouds or whatever it is. Isn't it?
Though that's a great show, I have the best seat in the house. Jay and I have the best seat in the house because I can see the pure joy in your faces as you watch him perform. The way your eyes light up, the way you respond to his talent, that consciousness of life I was talking about at the very beginning, it so permeates each of you, and it's a great joy to watch that in your faces. Well, I've been told that Jay's favorite music was the Beatles. He could play that White Album till, he needed to get a new one. The album was so scratched up. Well, fortunately, we have some of that music be heard today. Jan and some of her good friends are going to perform a little bit of a medley. Those are, Joe Sickle and Tommy Ring, is that correct? So guys, come on, get set up here. If you need to use the mic, there's one over there. Okay. Let me get out of your way here.
Test. You can sing along if you want, if you know the words.
You heard that good?
Yeah. Thank you. Yep. And what's the next one? One day you'll look to see I've gone, for tomorrow may rain, so I'll follow the sun. Someday you'll know I was the one, but tomorrow may rain, so I'll follow the sun. And now the time has come, and so my love I must go. And though I lose a friend, in the end you will know. Oh, one day you'll know that I have gone, but tomorrow may rain, so I'll follow the sun. Yet tomorrow may rain, so I'll follow the sun. And now the time has come, and so my love I must go. And though I lose a friend, in the end you will know. Oh, one day you'll find that I have gone, but tomorrow may rain, so I'll follow the sun. Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. They slither wildly as they slip away across the universe. Pools of sorrow, waves of joy are drifting through my open mind, possessing and caressing me. Jai Guru Deva. Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world. Images of broken light which dance before me like a million eyes, they call me on and on across the universe. Thoughts meander like a restless wind inside a letterbox. They tumble blindly as they make their way across the universe. Guru Deva, oh, nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Sounds of laughter, shades of life are ringing through my open ears, inciting and inviting me. Limitless, undying love which shines around me like a million suns. It calls me on and on across the universe. Jai Guru Deva, oh, nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Jai Guru Deva, Jai Guru Deva, Jai Guru Deva, Jai Guru Deva, Jai Guru Deva.
Thank you, Jan. I know that was difficult for you. Great job. Now it's time for the Fountain Valley Alumni Choir to come and perform their own particular song of Let It Be. Jay was a former member of that choir in high school, and so I know he'd be pleased to have you guys come and sing. So get set up, and we need to get the other microphone for you. We will.
Find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, seeking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. When the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
You know, every star behind him is always a mother to make sure that he not only dresses right, but behaves himself if possible, and to inspire him and motivate him and get him out there to do what he needs to do to get the job done. And fortunately for Jay, he had the best mom in the world. Didn't you? That's right. So Bernice wanted to come up and say a few words and introduce some other folks. So I give you the best mom that Jay ever had, the only one as well.
Well, welcome everyone, and it's so good to see so many of you here. What a delight, and I know Jay's very, very happy too. I got so involved in the music that I don't even know what I was supposed to say. Does anybody remember what I was supposed to say? Actually, we've had quite a phenomena with Jay, and some of you are well aware of the phenomena that we've experienced with Jay. We had a teacher in India, and I've gone to India many times, and Jay went 3 times too, and had some wonderful experiences. And one trip I was there, I met a wonderful doctor from Stanford University, Jackie, and she was a professor there, but also doing research on different kinds of diseases. And she said to me, I want you to come to San Francisco, Bernice, because I have a good friend by the name of Debbie, and we're doing children's artwork, and I would really like for you to meet Debbie. And so this was like January of 1997, and I had a chance to talk with my spiritual leader. And I asked him about Jay, and I said, does Jay have a mind? And he said, oh, yes. Mind is everything, mind is everywhere, mind is all he has. And so that's just a little background. Eventually, in September, I was busy because I do a lot of training of teachers on values education and for the spiritual organization, and I was very busy, and Jackie calls me. She says, Bernice, you promised me that you would come to San Francisco. I want you to meet Debbie. I said, well, it just so happens I have this weekend free, and I can come up. She said, well, do come up. So I did go, and I met Debbie, and they lived in a nice little apartment in San Francisco, and we had a nice dinner, and her husband said, then we decided to go to Sonoma, where they had a beautiful home in Sonoma for the weekend. And I still hadn't seen the children's artwork, but we were having dinner on a Saturday night, and her husband said, this house, and it's a beautiful house, 3-story, simply beautiful. He said, this house was built by architects from the other side. And I said, the other side of what? And then I began to hear about this other talent that Debbie has, which I didn't know. To me, I went there to see children's artwork, not this Scooby-Dooby, Obi-Dooby stuff. And so there was a medical student with Jackie from Stanford, and he wanted his guides to meet Debbie's guides, and he wanted to talk with Debbie. And so I said to Debbie, You know, Jay, Sai Baba told me that Jay had a mind and that it was everything. Do you think you might be able to get in touch with that mind? And she said, well, I don't know. She's just very nonchalant. I don't know. Tonight, when I meet with this young medical student, I'll see if we can get in touch with Jay. Well, and so we did. We went into this room, and it was a cool breeze, and I looked around to see where the cool breeze was coming from, and there didn't seem to be a special place that the cool breeze was coming from. And she said, Jay is here. Well, I didn't see Jay, but she said, Jay is here, and he begins to talk through her. Now, Debbie has never met Jay. She didn't know who Jay was. She knew that I had a son that was in a coma. And then Jay began to tell me things that Debbie knew absolutely nothing about. And it caught my attention. I thought, wait a minute, this is really weird. And then he said, I'm going to write you and Dad a letter and tell you that there's other things happening. You don't know what's happening, but there's another plane, and I'm working on another plane, and I'm going to write you and Dad a letter and tell you about the work I'm doing. And I was taken aback. I was shocked to hear this kind of information. I didn't know how to deal with it or if I should deal with it or what. And so I asked Debbie, I said, he says he's going to write us a letter. How's he going to do that? She said, I don't know. Well, in a couple of weeks, we got a call from good old Deb, and she says, Jay has written you a letter. Would you like for me to send it to you? And I said, yes, please do. And so she faxed us a letter. So Debbie wanted to come down this weekend because she comes and she still communicates with Jay. And of course, I eventually wrote a book with these letters in it, letters from Jay. And Debbie is here, and I want her to share with you some of the things. And Jay came to her this morning and gave us a message. So Debbie, would you come? I want you to meet Debbie Imhoff. She's a weird kind of gal.
Weird.
And she's also a school teacher. She teaches special ed, and she's a wonderful, wonderful teacher from Santa Rosa, California. So Debbie, would you share with us?
I'd be happy to. I'm so honored to be here, and this is such a wonderful occasion, so special. And so just a few words about Jay. He always came at the most inopportune times, you know. The first time he caught me eating chocolate chip cookies for breakfast, which I thought I was the only one in the house, and he said, yeah, I see what you're doing, you know, and made me laugh, and so we established a relationship there, and he has boundless energy, and so over the years we've been corresponding. I just listen and take it down. And what's interesting too is that Bernice just informed me that he had dyslexia. So, you know, I thought, well, isn't that just perfect? He found someone to do the writing for him. So on the trip last night, coming down on the airplane, it was a little bit turbulent, and I said, you know, I'd like to do some writing now. And he said, okay, that's fine. So I'm going to read to you what he wrote last night and this morning, and just open your hearts to receive what he has to say. Dear Ma and Deb, Jan, and everyone else, I'm still here, haven't gone anywhere. If anything, I feel better than ever, but I'm still my old charming self. Just more put together, if you know what I mean. Whoa, you all sure are putting on a party for tomorrow. How can I thank you enough? So many people are going to be there, here, what a shindig. Jan, you are the best sister in the universe, and look how far you've come. My old buddies will be here too. Great to see everyone coming together. It's pretty turbulent on the flight. I'll try to write clearly. Ma, I love you so much. Keep on shining your light as you always do, and sing some of our favorite songs. Everyone will love that. Do I sound too demanding? Ha ha. Well, there will be a cast of literally thousands tomorrow, here, there, and everywhere. They all want to hear the gems this journey has given to all of us. You know, it isn't the sadness, grief, or loss that brings people together. It's the love, the experiences, the happy memories, and the divine upliftment of celebrating life that all of us benefit from. Let me tell you what happened these past several months to give a little insight and perspective on how things went for me. And then we had to postpone the writing because the flight was going up and down and I couldn't write clearly. So last night at 11:40 p.m. when we were going to bed, he came up with a few more things here. Jay Bird here again. I just get such a kick out of these family reunions. Love the program you're putting together. It's going to make me look really good. Ha ha. So let me tell you what's been going on. All along these years, I've had choices to make. It's not like I was stuck in this body being held captive against my will, although many of you probably still see it as a tragedy or just plumb bad luck, and that's where you're wrong. I have always loved life, living to the max, getting the most out of every moment. Why? Because it's so much fun. And yet, we need to be careful of the choices we make, right? I am careful about decisions I make, even though at times it looks like I'm just a big goof. Timing is everything. Unexpected turns of events happen when we least expect them. These are life-changing events affecting more people than we are aware of. Like any kind of situation, we can either take the ball and run with it or sit on the sidelines. The choice is ours. When the accident event happened at the farm, my life suddenly changed. It wasn't good or bad, just very different. It took me a while to get used to my body in its different state, and this was a choice. I could have left right then or stayed. Either way, it wouldn't be a cakewalk. I chose to stay because the challenge of what lay ahead for me was too good to pass up. And honestly, I wasn't ready to leave yet. Then this morning at 8:50 a.m., he continued. Choices, what a concept. All of us, you and I, are here right now because we choose to be. Nobody and nothing is forcing us to be anywhere or do anything, even if it seems like that sometimes. This brief time of being in a body full of challenges, not a moment goes by where we're not thinking, I have to do this, I don't want to do that. How am I going to get through this? And you know, underneath all of these thoughts, our bodies keep chugging along, pumping blood, carrying oxygen, removing waste, going forward from minute to minute, moment to moment. Do you think for a second that your liver or your heart or your brain makes the decision to just plain stop for the day because it doesn't want to do what it has to do? They may have obstacles to overcome, but everything works together in concert, in harmony, in balance as a dedicated system 24/7. If an infection or an invader threatens the system, the body rallies all its troops to defend, conquer, and protect the entire body. The point here is that everything has to, wants to, chooses to work together for the system to be fully functional. Even that is, on a cellular level, a sacred choice. Just think about it. Even tiny, microscopic pieces of our bodies choose to do their best work for which they're designed so that the body can keep going, be in balance, work at its highest potential. That rhythm, that core dedication and commitment sifts through our brain every moment. This is the current of love reminding us on the most subtle levels that our very being in our temporary physical bodies is a daily commitment and reminder to express the best we have to offer every moment. And you know what? Besides me sounding like a preacher, it's the momentary constant reminders from ourselves, our forms, that show us to carry that dedication, that sacred choice to work and be together in harmony with each other, so that we can be in the highest state of giving, sharing, exchanging the love we have for each other and with each other. The only things holding us back are our fears, petty grievances, and resistance to expressing our highest energies, what some call love, compassion, and joy. Loss, grief, sadness, I don't go down that road. I don't choose to dwell on what might have been. Due to your choices of thinking of me, praying for me, visiting me, and caring for me, I've been able to reach out to thousands of others over this extraordinary life. Death, does it sound like I'm finished and gone? Heck, I'm just getting going. Ma will have a fit when she hears this. Jay is laughing. Look, everyone, pay attention because every second is precious. Time is a commodity when we're still in physical form. From where I stand, I don't follow the rules of time like you do. My body served a great purpose, but only through and by your selfless giving of love and dedication. I had many, many times of when I could have left the body behind for good. It wasn't easy to keep it in balance all these years, and your love, good thoughts, and energy helped me to become much more aware of how important life is in these forms. This process of giving, sharing, working together in harmony is what life is all about. That's the one thing you do take with you when the physical form disintegrates. So, start now. Turn to the people on either side of you and say, "Howdy," with a smile. Howdy. So simple, right? That's the choice you have every day. Smile, share that core part of yourself that your physical body works so hard to maintain, and make the choice to connect to and with each other with a smile, a handshake, a warm greeting, or a hug. The choice is yours to make. It's mine too. And I'm choosing to thank each one of you for all the energy, good thoughts, and laughter that have made and continue to make such a difference in my life. Love, love, love. J-Boy.
Kathy's going to sing a song. Do you want to make us a comment? Yeah.
Kathy was with us when this accident happened. She and I were getting ready to go to India because I was working on a teacher's manual and I wanted to take it to India to get approvals before I started training teachers around the country. And so we met with Jay the night before the accident, and they were crazy and had a lot of fun. And Kathy is my niece and Jay's cousin, and they sort of grew up together and they love each other. And in the hospital at Long Beach, Kathy would come and she would sing to him. I can see clearly now. The ring is gone.
rain is gone, I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Yes, I can make it now that pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue sky. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue skies. Blue skies. Blue skies. Yeah, yeah. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Here is that rainbow we've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day.
Well, we've just about come to the end of the J. Mead show today. But I have a feeling that it's going to be running on network for many, many more years to come. For those of you who haven't had a chance to be able to share your thoughts, fortunately, the J. Mead Lounge is open at the Elks Lodge, right around the street over here in Tustin. And if you don't know how to get there, ask just about anybody in the room, and they'll be glad to show you. There's a piece of paper in the flyer. Okay, that's great. So we'd encourage every one of you to be there. We have an open mic night, as they say, and we'd love to hear your thoughts and to continue the celebration for Jay. You know, in hearing Debbie talk a second ago, she said that Jay requested to have her mother keep singing. Well, fortunately, in the program, we do have one more number, which is a Jones tradition, where the Joneses come and they sing a song to send off the beloved loved ones that we have. This one's titled, I'll Fly Away. So give us a couple of seconds to get everyone up here. Guys, I happen to have some sheet music too, in case you want that for this, and a pitch pipe, and just give us a second, and then we'll sing this song.
Some glad morning when this life is old, fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah.
Amen. Amen. Well, we come to a close to this wonderful service. We thank all of you for being a part of this and participating in a part of Jay's life. It's meant specialness, I'm sure, to the entire family, especially to Bernice and to Jan. So we encourage all of you to come to the reception. If you'd like to come forward after the closing prayer, someone will assist you in being able to come up if you'd want to say goodbye personally to Jay before you leave the building. So shall we pray? Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, this opportunity where we can celebrate the life of a good and faithful servant, a great entertainer, a loving son, niece, nephew, a loving person who throughout the entire life has been an example of what giving and loving and caring is all about. We ask that you continue to be with his family, to bless them, to give them that special marriage of courage and strength and guidance and wisdom throughout their lives. We thank you for the gift of his life, for the message that he has shared with all of us, for the joy he's brought into our lives, for the opportunities that we were touched by him, whether it was many years ago or just today. We know that you're working through everything that goes on in this world. We praise you for not only Jay's life, but for each of our lives, and ask you to continue to inspire us and motivate us and encourage us as we go through our own pathway. We know that Jay is here, and he sends his special blessing to us as well. And it's in that spirit we pray. In the Lord's name we pray. Amen.
From glen to glen and down the mountainside, the summer's gone and all the leaves are falling. It's you must awake while I abide. So come ye back when spring is in the meadow, or when the mountains are full of snow. I change the words. It's I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. J.J. boy, oh J.J. boy, I love you so. This is a song that I sang to Jay every day, and I would sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow and You Are So Beautiful, and sometimes add Amazing Grace. But I just did that for Jay and for you. I figured you deserved it. No, I don't want to sing anymore. I don't need to. Somewhere over the rainbow, if you know it, you can sing too. Skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dream or dare to dream will surely come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops way above the chimney tops. That's where you're gonna find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over that rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? Good harmony. If tiny little bluebirds fly above the rainbow, why, oh why can't